time to have a look at the Punters Show preview of the Doncaster handicap, we'll call it. Bred Zarafa, Mark Lambourne.
We can just call it the Doncaster.
The Doncaster.
The Doncaster.
At Randwick, where the track is going to be a bit better than their advertising. Mark, you're saying around about dead 4, dead 5?
Yeah, just a touch murky, and obviously the 8 metre lane will be in the ascendancy. And the bigger the field, the harder it will be to overcome that.
Lovely, and we often see with Doncasters, most of them are won by horses in the 2 and 3 wide lane with cover about midfield, because there's normally a bit of pace on. So that sweet spot zone is a key play for the Doncaster.
Yeah, and speaking of the pace, I mean, the Punters Show has a news item up there about Turn Me Loose that is going to be turned loose.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So it will be game on if Turn Me Loose goes at a quick speed.
I was speaking with Murray Baker at the trials on Friday morning, and he was of the opinion that we said the only thing he can put Turn Me Loose's disappointing run down was the fact that he was restrained early and not allowed to let run. So they're going to be of the opinion that he has gone quicker in some of his races in Melbourne, and that they'll be looking to use his natural speed, not hold him up and not get him to over race.
All right, well, so if that's
whether
the case,
that's a positive or negative, I'm not sure for the horse, but that's the indication for mistake.
Well, if he's using his natural pace, he's probably going to be the leader, Mark, because his natural pace can be blistering, 10, 12, 14 lengths above average. So that means he leads. Who's there in company with him?
Well, Ecuador will come across and do the chasing. Vergara will be handy. Stratum Star not far away, and Good Project next best.
All right, well, obviously the big talking point is, before we get into it though, we've got to mention obviously the big tournament across the Top Better platform, $250,000 in prize money. But as far as the Punters Show goes, if you want to set yourself up with some professional products, we have got the best people in the game that you can buy publicly with products, whether it's Mark Lambourne's, Glenn Pollitt's Mounting Yard, Steve Fletcher's race by race comments that come through half an hour before every race, or John Walter, who is on fire of late, and of course Vince Accardi with the race speed profiles. The big names, the big guns. You won't find a better list of people anywhere in the public domain. Punters with attitude. So check out the story online that explains a little bit more about them, with a bit of tongue-in-cheek stuff as well too. And if you want to see the full preview of the Randwick card, that's also online on puntershow.com.au if you're not already watching it here. Rightio, Winks, even money, back or lay, I suppose, is the big call. Is it the right price? Issue the winner. Where are we standing on Winks?
I can't. I'm going to sit on the fence here. I can't back her, and I don't like laying. I don't want to put my sort of money on the line to say she can't. I was happy to back her. I was happy to back her a fortnight ago in a George Ryder Stakes at Weight for Age at the same price. Under handicap conditions, I don't want to be backing her. Not to say that I don't think she can win, but I just think there's more risks involved, and that's the nature of handicap racing. And look, she is a champion. What she's doing is every time she's turning up, she's just winning. She's had a lot of things in her favour in 3 runs this campaign. I just don't see those same things in her favour on Saturday, and for that reason I couldn't back her.
Mark Lambourne.
I would argue that she's had very little in her favour in 3 runs back, other than the fact that they've been at Weight for Age and her competitors have perhaps been a little lackadaisical.
Yes, that's a pickle.
So, I mean, she hasn't really had the gun run on any occasion, and last time she
did have to chase a bit last time.
She was in a very awkward position and did the job comfortably. So, yes, I'm saying back.
Back. I'm saying can't lose in the race if she wins. I think one thing in Winks' favour is, which is stating the obvious, but just to explain it more, is that she's got that burst of acceleration. And if you've got that burst of acceleration, it does give you the ability to get out of a nicky situation. So if you're just a sort of a grinder over the 800 metres, yeah, okay, you've got that huge factor in your armoury. But she can go zoom, zoom, zoom and just do it so quickly and get herself out of trouble if she's in there. Yeah, exactly. So that makes her, I think, a sensible horse to be playing short odds with, because it takes a lot of that risk factor out. Is she going as well as everyone says? I don't know. I think I'm agreeing with you. I think a bit of the competition hasn't been there. Her numbers are strong without being as strong as they were in the Cox Plate, but these is coming now towards her grand final, so she probably hasn't.
Is this it?
Has that too? Well, Queen Elizabeth probably has been it.
What? 7 days into the Queen Elizabeth off the Doncaster.
Yeah. Well, there's no real lead up.
Yeah, More Joyce did it when it wasn't a $4 million race.
No. So I think she can't be denied, but I'm happy to have her as a chop out from my point of view. But going back to the main boxes to tick in a Doncaster, and I love betting in Doncasters and Epsoms. I think they're one of the. If you've got the right formula for them, they're one of the best races to bet in, because one, you get value, and two, you normally find the winner. She lands right in the zone. She's got the right rider. She's got the right draw, and she's obviously started the favourite in the lead up, and she's won the lead up pretty convincingly. There's a lot of things to like there. I know what you're saying about.
Lead up, isn't it?
Yeah, I know what you're saying about the handicapping, Brent. But sometimes you look at these races, and I think, and I'm really big on the traditional Doncaster lead-ups and all that sort of stuff, but sometimes you just say, well, there's a horse in a different planet at the moment, and she could well be one of them, but it's not going to stop me.
Well, the way I'm sort of basing my argument is she only beat Kermadec on raw figures by a length and a half.
Yep.
And I know she looked to be drawing away at the touch, but she'd already had, that was her third run of the campaign. Kermadec, it was his second run. So I still think there's a little bit more in the tube to come from Kermadec. He gets a 2 kilo swing?
Something like that, yeah.
1.5 kilo swing, which, look, that could be much of a muchness. It's probably not a much, but there's something to say that he can get as close, if not closer to her, than he did last time. I see horses like Bow Creek coming back to the mile, dropping to 54.5 from Wait for Age runs where there's been no tempo, where he's going to get tempo to suit. He's got to turn a foot. I see Volkstock and Barrel, while he's hard, New Zealand form is hard to line up. He gets down to a very attractive weight of 52.5 here for a Wait for Age performer. I see Happy Clapper getting down to 50.5.
It's Happy Clapper's grand final, isn't it?
Exactly.
Happy Clapper's running the right lead-ups.
Exactly.
And
he hasn't had the
done the job correctly in the lead-ups.
You know it's maximum performance tomorrow.
Exactly. I see Ascadelia on the minimum weight. I see he or she who beat the Ranvet winner in the United States. I see a bit of depth to this race.
And where are the 3-year-olds?
Well, they're just not here.
Yeah, no, exactly.
It's like the 3-year-olds. So 3-year-olds in Sacred Falls and Kermadec. And,
we found
I think we found
all
the way back to Triple Honour.
And we missed a winner on the preview for the Doncaster, even to the point of saying that there was 2 chances in Raw Descent, and he's your man, and they basically.
That was the Epsom.
That was the Epsom, was it? Doncaster or Epsom, I meant to say, and they basically almost did heated.
So
saying.
Look, I'm just seeing. Going into the George Ryder, I was thinking this is just the perfect race for her because she meets them on level terms and she's the best horse. She's the best horse, absolutely no doubt in this, but the way I read form, the way I look at this race, I just think there's going to be a few chinks in her armour on Saturday.
Perfect. Mark, you are not known to be flying the flag for champions.
No, but
you fly the Winx flag.
I do think that she's
previously known as Winx.
Yes, I've constructed a narrative that says that she's overachieved in 3 runs back.
Yep.
So that's why I'm happy to be in her camp again. Happy Clapper I see as a danger. First Seal has a tragic draw, but a good preparation. And Turn Me Loose I think can improve again. So obviously Kermadec's there. Good project as a roughie I could entertain. Ascadelia is a dangerous horse. There's plenty to nominate, but
Doncaster.
That last comment is the comment that I'm going to take from you, Mark. Ascadelia is a dangerous horse. I think its late sections last time were a lot better than they looked. It's flying and can consistently run 10 lengths above average for its last sections. The 3 weeks between run is absolutely ideal because it wasn't an easy race it came out of. Kieran Maher, Glenn Boss, perfect alley. Glenn Boss. He's not. I don't think he's many people's favourite jockey, but in this situation,
his record speaks for itself.
His record in these, but also him being the prick, him destroying the party, him sitting on Winx and Huey, and just coming back, and every kid on the course is crying because Winx has got beat, and Bossy's just doing these words, saying, "How good am I?" This is his situation, and I think. Coming on raw numbers from what we look at, Ascadelia's lead up is actually stronger than Winx's lead up from the same course and distance. So I'm Ascadelia from Winx, but as I said, my main play. I'll be probably backing Ascadelia, saving Winx, and and those horses you mentioned, Happy Clapper, Tick. Turn Me Loose, Tick, and the horse that I think can probably run a place, probably can't win it at the larger odds, is Good Project. I think we get ready for him to do something a little bit more off pace tomorrow, I would imagine, and he can run into a hole.
I'm getting a few splinters this race. I'm just going to sit back and watch it. I'd be delighted to see Winks win for her as a horse, but from a financial point,
From a theatre point of view.
yeah, from a theatre point of view for the day, I think it'll be fantastic for her if she does win, and for racing if she does win. But from a punting perspective, I can't back her, and I'm scared to back something else for her to come over the top and beat them. So I'm hoping Telperion just pisses him in size and I can sit back and enjoy
Who
it.
cares? Well, your theatre, I've enjoyed Les Mis this year. That was at the Capitol Theatre.
Yeah.
Maybe going to Phantom of the Opera in England somewhere.
I just-
That'll be good theatre. I will care about the theatre when Ascatelli is coming up to Winks and the Bambi's about to be shot.
Yeah.
Bring out the shotguns, put it between the eyes, go Ascadelia.
It's good. It's very, very, very dangerous horse.
And I'll be with Bossy.
Hey. And of course, Sunline was overed in this race by Over, the 3-year-old. In similar circumstances, she was a lot longer. I think she was 2-1, wasn't she?
Well, that's what I read a story from in the Sydney Press this week to suggest that there hasn't been an odds-on runner in a Doncaster since 1926.
Well, there you go.
Right. Well, Lonhro was 10-9, and he
and Sunline I think was the same price.
Well, that's
Yeah,
assuming.
Sunline was
Okay, just to wrap it up, I think we'll give our 1, 2, and 3s there just in order to wrap it up. But before we do that, what price will she start? Will she start odds on?
No,
About what, 220?
at least.
Yep. Okay, that covers that. 1, 2, and 3 B's are Uffa. Off the fence, young man.
Okay, if I have to say who's going to win the race, I'm going to go Happy Clapper to beat Winks and Kermadec.
Mark.
I said what I said.
Okay. Well, I'm Ascadelia from Winks, from Good Project and Happy Clapper.
Very good.
And Terminus Kermadec, obviously. There, but for them all.
Be there.
Good luck. Thank you.
Beautiful.